presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate Claudia de la Cruz and Karina Garcia. They are the Party for Socialism and Liberation candidates. They only announced, I think, last week or the week before that, and very excited to have them on. They are outwardly anti-capitalist. They are proud. They wave the anti-capitalism flag, and to me, that's pretty cool, and it's definitely something to talk about. You know, I like your motto. Your motto is in your face. It's straight up. And the motto is end capitalism before it ends you, which I think is perfect. But I am wondering, how would you explain if you were talking to someone who doesn't spend their time studying economics and probably doesn't spend their time even studying people critiquing economics? You know, they're in a job they hate from 9 to 5 or 9 to 7 or God knows what. How would you explain to them why or how capitalism is ending them?
I think, first of all, I want to say thank you again for having us. I really do appreciate all the work that you do to expose US capitalism and imperialism. And I know the backlash that is created for you. So I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
you to stand and continue to do this work. I think it's, people feel it. They might not be able to articulate just how capitalism and how its systems are working against us as a working class. They might not be able to articulate an option because it's not so clear cut, and because there has been an intentional historical disinformation and miseducation of the public in terms of what we can do when we organize. The first question that I often speak to young people with, or approach young people with, is the question of, like, what has the Republican or Democratic Party done for you lately? Like, what has it done lately? And engage in a process of talking about the ways in which those that are considered to be the lesser of two evil, which are the Democrats, have historically been the ones that have created the worst attacks towards the working class, not only domestically, but also internationally. And so if we see what's happening across the states and we see what's happening across the world, people are really clear that capitalism is ending them. I mean, they feel it when they go to work. When you have a CEO of one of the big three say, well, I earn $30 billion a year, as if she is more worthy than any worker that wakes up every day to produce that wealth, to be able to have control of the wealth they produce. And so I honestly feel like we're in a very different world than we were probably 10 or 15 years ago. And that's also one of the reasons why there's such an increase of like actual violence, the increase in policing, the increase in military, the increase of threats of war. All of that is part of the capitalist class understanding that there's an awakening that's happening, and that people are actually seeing and trying to build an alternative.